My name is Nethaneel Langford. I am a Shift Supervisor here at ChatComm. I've been with IXP ChatComm since fall of 2013, so just going past 8 years now.
Can you tell us a little bit about your career or personal background?
From my background, I don't have a whole lot to say. I've been holding some kind of part-time job since I was 12, moving around a lot until I went into college and was beginning to pursue a degree. Went halfway through the degree, wasn't certain, I wanted to continue, and in between that, I kind of made a transition over here to 911.
How did you learn about IXP? What made you apply for a job here?
I was working, like I mentioned, working for a police department for the university, and when I was day to day, I was watching Netflix every day and kind of grew bored with what I was doing, and so I was talking with a coworker who actually knew a lot of the admin, including Ms. Kelly Beeman and Deputy Director Yolanda Chandler. She put me in connection with them and recommended me to come over here. I wanted something a little bit more challenging than what I was doing.
Can you explain your role and what you do on a day-to-day basis?
I am a shift supervisor for D shift, which is one of our night shifts. Aside from answering the calls and working the main radio, usually I supervise multiple call takers and dispatchers on the floor. I answer questions, anything that going from out in the cities we serve to anything policy and procedures that's on the floor. And if I obviously don't have the answer, gotta go find it.
So what have you learned from being in your position? Has there been anything surprising? Any favorite parts?
Communication. Ironically, one of my greatest character weaknesses is communication, which is funny considering that's what I do for a job. From my time here, I have learned to be a better communicator and be able to communicate my thoughts more effectively and how to communicate with various different types of people. So it's been both challenging, but building.
What is it like to be a dispatcher? How do you handle the stress of your job?
Being a dispatcher, especially working with various agencies, can be quite frustrating. They have their own perspective of how they do the job and how we do our job. Of course, then we have our own perspective. But it's really rewarding, though, being part of a team. Because at the end of the day, that's what it boils down to is we are all working together to help the citizens in our cities to get the help that they need.
Can you explain what it's like to be in a leadership role? What advice do you have for someone who's trying to achieve a leadership position here at IXP?
One of the cores that I really believe that leadership is service. You serve the team, you work for the team that you're trying to lead. And if you want to become a leader, you must first become a great servant.
Before you started at IXP, did you want to pursue a public safety career?
As I mentioned before, I was actually pursuing a degree in completely something else, computer engineering. And I just happened to fall this way.
What has kept you working here at IXP?
Part of it has been the work family that I've been able to build here. With people come and go, but at the same time, there are people that are even still here that I will continue to want to work with, follow, learn from, that inspire me to be better. One of the great benefits I feel like ChatComm work here is able to provide is in the 8 years, I always felt the work demand is well balanced with our time, and especially considering how well the company tries to take care of the staff. Where 911 centers around us are plagued with significantly high call volume, far more high priority calls than we do, and they're more understaffed, they're more undertrained than we are. I think that speaks very well to IXP's promises to the cities that we can do it better.
What are your future professional goals? Have they changed since being here at IXP? Do you feel like you'll have opportunities to attain them here?
I do want to continue moving up and being part of both IXP and ChatComm, where that leads. I do feel like there are certain things I still need to grow in. I'm young, I'm not in too big of a rush to throw myself in the fire, but at the same time, I know especially with the admin team here, there's going to be plenty of opportunities to grow in those areas.
Do you have any advice for someone looking at working at IXP?
I would say definitely come into mind being willing to contribute. Some of the great changes and that has made our job better since I've even seen it here is a lot of our changes come from suggestions and ideas from the understaffed. It's not always coming down that benefits us, but sometimes, from people coming in have a different perspective. And, I've always seen us changing and adapting as, the world's changing around us.